fellow students. My name is Mr. Mngomeni from Umgungundlovu TVET College. I'll be taking you for materials level 2. The chapter that we will be doing is concrete, which is topic 5. There are subject outcomes that we'll be dealing with. The first one is the understanding of cement and concrete as a construction material. Describe and select material for mixing concrete. Material used to make an extender, including in a bag of cement. List the common admixtures used and explain their uses. Unsuitable materials for mixing the concrete. Here are the learning outcomes. You must be able to define what is concrete, manufacturing of Portland cement, and indicates the 2 principal raw materials used. Material used to make an extender included in a bag of cement. List of admixtures and explain their uses. Unsuitable materials for making concrete. Hydration. Method of mixings. Testing of concrete. The correct method of placing concrete. Reason of compacting, bleeding, and curing of concrete. Okay, let's start about understanding what is concrete. The concrete, it's a composite material of traditional made by the Portland cement, sand, and stones that is mixed together, and then you use water, which becomes hardened at the end of the day. All concrete composites must meet the South African national standards. That is South African Bureau standards approved. Let's talk about each material of mixing concretes. Sand must not have organic matters. That means no contaminations. Stones must be in a cubical shape, not flaky, because it creates weak planes. Water must be drinkable. That means no algae, and no seawater must be used, because seawater, it has the chloride, and that will create a corrosion, especially in a reinforced concrete. And then Portland cement. So we've got 2 different types of cement, which is a common cement and a masonry cement. So when you are mixing the concrete, you must use only the common cement, which is suitable for concrete, because it has the higher strength, and then it has the durability as well. So how the Portland cement is made from the scratch? So we combined the ground limestone, which is obtained from the quarry, and the processed clay, and then we mix it with water to form a slurry, which is a workable material. And then that slurry is fed into a rotatory kiln to heat it up at an angle positioned pipe, and then the temperature is approximately from 1,450 degrees down to 70 degrees at the lower end. During this process, obviously the water will evaporate because of the heat. Lime will form calcium oxide and combined with the silica from the clay to form a dark gray nodules. The clinker is ground into a fine powder to form a Portland cement. A small amount of gypsum. Talking about the gypsum, a gypsum is the material that is obtained from the quarry as well, like the clay or lime, which is a mineral soils, is added to a cement so that the cement does not set too quickly when it's mixed with water. Here I've got the diagram showing how the Portland cement is made. Here I've got the bins or the silos of ground limestone and the processed clay. And then it's discharged to a conveyor belt. Together, the processed clay and the limestone is mixed into a big container. It's mixed with water to form a slurry. And then after that, it's discharged into a rotating cylinder kiln. That's where the firing is happening, from 1,450 degrees Celsius. And then the heating process, that's where it's taking place. And then at the lower end, the temperature it's about 70 degrees Celsius. And then it's dispatched as a Portland clinker into nodules. And then in a bag of cement, we always use an extender because cement is very expensive to make. What is an extender? It looks like a cement, but not really a cement. There is a material which is used to make an extender. The first one is a slag. A slag is a waste product that is obtained from the iron industry. And then the fly ash. The fly ash made from the ash of burnt coal. After the coal has been burnt, and then that ash is also used as an extender material. Condensed silica fume, which is CSF, is a waste product from ferrosilicon industry. So basically, the extenders is made from the waste products, which is added in a bag of cement. Now let's move to admixtures. Admixtures is the material, is a chemical material which is used mainly in ready mixed concrete. Admixtures are the chemicals that are added in small dosage to the concrete to modify the properties of the wet or hardened concrete. Types of admixtures. We've got different types of admixtures. There are actually 5. The first one is the plasticizer. The second one is the super plasticizer. The third one is the air entrainer. And the fourth one is the accelerator. And the last one is the retarder. Okay, let's start talking about the first one. What is a plasticizer? The plasticizer is there to improve the workability of the concrete. Super plasticizer, as the word says, super, which means that's too much. Very higher workability, especially in very congested areas. We use plasticizers, which got the self-leveling situation. Air entrainer. Air entrainer reduces too much bleeding and increase freeze resistance in a concrete. Accelerator. Accelerator, it speed up the setting of concretes, which means the concrete sets sooner. Retarder, it delays the setting of the concrete, which means once the concrete is being poured or cast, it will take time to set. There are unsuitable material which we must not use when we are mixing concrete. You must not use sand with high fines. You must not use sugar or salts when you are mixing concrete. You must not use sand with fertilizers. You must not use seawater, because seawater got chloride, and chloride always cause corrosion, especially on a reinforced concrete. And you must not use urine. Urine also has chloride as well. Hydration. What is hydration? Hydration, when cement is exposed to water, a chemical reaction occurs. These activities picks up from 6 to 8 hours after initial mixing. There is a rapid rise in temperature in the concrete mixture. The hydration reaction is an exothermic, not endothermic. Exothermic, which means it gives off heat, producing a very strong alkaline fluid that is a pH greater than 12.5. It may also act as an aggravating factor, as when high alkaline cement, water, or paste gets onto your skin in presence of hexavalent chromium, it could irritate your skin or cause an allergic reaction in case of exposure to alkaline fluids. There have been some reports of allergic dermatitis after exposure to the fluids, which means when you're touching cement, your hands can get the allergy, and then your skin will end up peeling off because of the cement. Mixing of concrete. How to mix concrete? We have two methods of mixing concrete, which is a hand mixing and machine mixing. If I'm talking about the hand mixing, I'm talking about when you are using a spade and a concrete slab. That's when I'm talking about the hand mixing. And then machine mixing is a batching plant, which is a ready mixed concrete, or is a concrete mixer. All right, so let's talk about the hand mixing first. Hand mixing is done on a level concrete slab or a large steel base plate by batching a required amount of sand, stone, cement until the gray color is achieved, using a spade, and then pound the mix into a circular dam to pour a half of a required water inside the pond, and then make sure water doesn't wash away the cement. The cement content of the mixture while mixing, in order to prevent weak strength of the concrete design. And then add the rest of the outstanding water in a mixture that have been left over. Keep on mixing until the color and the texture are consistent. The workable mixture should be in a runny form. Machine mix. So as I've said, machine mix, there is a concrete mixer and a ready mix mixer. Here I've got the diagram of the concrete mixer. Concrete mixer is this type of equipment that has the drum, and then it's keep on rotating while it's mixing, and then you use your wheelbarrow in order to gauge your material, which is your sand, stone, and then you just throw it inside the drum while it's still turning, and then it keep on mixing until you see the color is gray or consistent, and then you put the bag of cement as water cement ratio required. So once you are happy with the mix that is running, and then it's well mixed, and then you can dispatch it into a wheelbarrow, and then go and cast it or pour it where it's required to be poured. And then let's talk about the ready mixed concrete. Ready mixed concrete, it's always like a batching plant where you've got a silos of cement, extender or fly ash, and then it's also dispatched into a drum where it's getting mixed together with the material from the bins of sand, different types of stones, and then it gets transported into that container where it's mixed by means of conveyor belts. And then it's mixed at a certain period, and then the water is also poured so that the mixture is completely. And then it's discharged into a ready mixed truck. I'm talking about the wet mixture. And then if it's a dry mixture, and then you don't use water, and then you just use water where you're going to, when the ready mix truck reach the sites. The summary or the conclusion of what we have discussed on the above points, we have covered the cement and concrete as a construction material. You are able to describe and select the material for mixing concrete. Now we know all the material to make an extender that are included in a bag of cement. You can list the common admixtures and explain their uses. You have an understanding of unsuitable materials that you must not use when you are making concrete. You now know what is meant by hydration and the dangers of using cement, what allergies you can come across. You have a knowledge of the different method of mixing concrete, which is a hand mix and a machine mix. In an examination question paper, this is what you can expect when you're talking about concrete. How to make a Portland cement. So you must able to give me the right process of how to mix the concrete and what material is going to be used, the raw material which is going to be used when you are mixing the material of making cement, and then how is it fed into a rotating kiln, at what temperature, and then the evaporation process that is taking place, and then the calcium oxide and the silica that is formed from the clay to form a dark gray. And then you must able to give me what is the Portland clinker, and then what is mixed with in order to avoid the cement to set too quickly. And then you must also give me, you must also expect the question like, what is the material that is used to make an extender? Which is a slag, fly ash, condensed silica film. And then you must also give me where does it come from. Like a slag is a waste from the iron industry, and the fly ash is made from the ash of the burnt coal, and condensed silica film is the waste products from ferrosilicon industry. And then admixtures. So you must know all the different types of admixtures and their uses, which is a plasticizer, super plasticizer, air entrainer, accelerator, and the retarder. And then you must know what their functions when it's being used in a concrete. Like a plasticizer, you must be able to give me what exactly does it do on a concrete. It improves the workability. And then superplaster is very high on workability. And then the air entrainer, it controls the bleeding and then the freezing resistance of concrete. The accelerator, you must know it's speed up the process of setting, and then the retarder, it slows down or it delays the setting of the concrete. Sometimes you can expect that you must also give the unsuitable materials that you must not use in a concrete. That is the sand with higher fines, sugar, salts, fertilizers, seawater, urine. So you must know all those points. And then the term hydration. So you'll be asked what is an hydration, and then you must able to describe or explain the term hydration. It's when cement is exposed to water content, a chemical reaction occurs. This activity picks up from 6 to 8 hours after initial mixing. And then you must also mention that hydration is an exothermic reaction. Talking about the allergies, what are the dangers of working with cement? It causes allergic dermatitis, which can peel off your skin from your hands. So it is not very advisable to touch cement or concrete when you are working with such component. Mixing of concrete. So you must know all the steps, especially for hand mixing. So in a question paper, in a final exam question paper, you'll be asked that please give us the steps of how to mix the concrete hand mixing. So you must also, you must able to know that you must use the concrete slab or large steel base plate. By batching required amount of sand, stone, cement until the gray color is achieved, and then open the circular dam, and then pond it and make sure that pour the half of water required, and then you must make sure that it doesn't wash away the cement content of your mixture because it will weaken your concrete strength. And then you must also understand or know that what are the different types of machine mix, which is a concrete mixture and the ready mix concrete batch plant. Since you understand all the components and the material that are used for mixing, the material used to mix the concrete, and then the different methods of mixing the concrete, you must able to do it properly. So next time, you can able to answer whenever you have been asked on a question examination paper. That's all for today, and then we can mix next time. Thank you very much.